Hey and welcome back to my beginner's tips video. Today we are looking at Forza. I'm a beginner myself, so I feel qualified to give you some advice on what helped me the most in the recent days. So first of all, this game is very beautiful and it looks very stunning. But depending on your computer, as you can see with mine right now, I'm almost at 80 frames right now because I put the graphic on maximum extreme settings. So if you want to compete in races and you play on a little bit worse computer, it is advisable that you change your settings. And talking about settings, there's a lot of stuff you can actually do in settings that can help you out. So we will take a look at it right now. So if we go into settings like this, we can see there are multiple categories. So let's first look at difficulty. On difficulty, many people will tell you that you need play on highly skilled to complete the playlist or stuff like that. That stuff was changed from Forza 5, as far as I know, because the advice that my friends gave me who played Forza before was actually wrong. So it is possible to reduce the difficulty significantly in the setting and still complete the playlist. So for me right now, I started on novice and I bumped it up to average right now. And this is I can still win every race confidently. But yeah, since I'm making a few mistakes per race, the race is not instantly over. As soon as I put it on highly skilled, it's very difficult for me to win, depending on the race, of course. Okay, next up we have the driving assist. Um, for a beginner especially, I would advise you to not listen to the advice that so many people float around on Reddit and stuff like that. You should start the game and use a lot of the assistance because you will have your mental capacity will be at cap anyway, since you need to see what's happening on the screen. You need to learn how to race, how the enemies behave, and how to take corners, how your car behaves, and stuff like that. So it is advisable to outsource some of the brain power to from these things to the computer in case of not having your tires lock up when you brake too hard. Steering on simulation is I think easier to drive uh, than the standard one. So I would advise you use this. You can actually use auto steering if you have an illness or disability. So this is one of the settings that I didn't know even existed. I was very surprised as I found this that it is possible to select auto steering, which is nice that it is accessibility for people with a disability or something like that. You can use this. But in general, I would advise simulation. And then we have traction control, stability control. It's a pretty standard. I would have them on. And this is the biggest thing. Any good Forza player will tell you you need to drive on manual. It's so important, and it will give you a slight advantage at the highest ranks. If you want to squeeze out the last bit of performance, you actually need to drive on manual. And I understand the argument that the earlier you learn it, the easier it gets in the future. But for me as a beginner, I was so fucking confused driving with manual, and this comes from a German who's actually used to drive manual cars. So there's so much going on in the game. It's so fast paced that I was not able to process my car's revs and that I should shift up or shift down at the same time as anything else going on. It's so quick and so fast paced that this is one of the things where I definitely would say, from the perspective of a beginner, automatic it is for sure. It's so much better to get into this game. Um, Driving line, you can have the full driving line. I prefer the braking only, because it gives you the ability to learn how you want to drive your car. And I learned from a friend that there is not a single ideal line. There is a racing line, there is an overtaking line and stuff like that, where you have to adapt your driving towards what's happening on the screen. And the braking thing is for me at least very important because I tend to take corners way too fast. So having the reminder, oh, I need to brake, yeah, is always pretty good. So I would advise to use this. And then obviously launch control and rewind, keep it on. Very good features for beginners. All right, so the next thing you want to look at is actually visual accessibility. And there's moving backgrounds, and you want to turn that off. This is not because of the accessibility, it's because of the performance. this will increase your performance by a lot. So I turned motion blur off, I turned UI motion blur off, and I turned moving backgrounds off, just to increase the performance a little bit. All of these things are, at least for me, not important. They add nothing like major visually to the game. They are just eating up the performance. All right. Next thing is actually like video and graphics performance. Obviously, video depends on what screen you have. These are my settings for my current screen, and then the graphics and performance is actually where the meat is. So this is where you like set up the thingy that you have a proper FPS. As you can see again, my FPS is not that good. I would prefer like at least 120, but I like the game looking as good as possible. It looks so fucking good. This game is beautiful. Let me get towards the car again. So the reflections, all of it, how the city looks in the distance. Then you have Mount Fuji, I think it is called. Yeah, Mount Fuji. And the sundown over there, it looks fucking stunning. It's amazing. It's so good. So yeah, I'd rather like keep the quality like this and live with the small bump in frames. But if I have a race where I need to like perform really good, I tend to like go into settings and then turn down the graphics as well. This is important as well if you try to snipe cars. Before we do that, before I show you that, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that's actually controls and the difference between using a controller and using a keyboard. As you can see right now, I'm using a keyboard, and using a keyboard is actually easier, for example, for drifting. So if you want to like do drifting, then using a keyboard can be a bit easier. As you can see, I'm not a good drifter. But yeah, with a keyboard, it's usually a bit easier to do that compared to a controller. But on the other hand, using a controller, which I will switch to right now, is so much better for precision driving. And furthermore, the camera you see right now, this is good for drifting, like to see your car's movement and how it behaves in the position and like its angle of attack, basically how it is yeah, going sideways. But if you are in a race, you basically want to use this camera. This is so much better and so much easier to use, especially than with a controller, where it's much better to do like precision movements on your steering. Way too fast for this corner. It's so much easier to do it like this and playing with a controller. So I would advise you actually do that. So next up, we want to talk about drifting, and for that, I will switch to a different car. And the car that I found was so much easier to use for this is this one. The Honda, I think it's called Acti or the Acti. Honda Acti, maybe? Yeah. So this car, and it's so much better to use for drifting, especially if you use a keyboard. It felt like a huge difference in the way you are able to like control this and complete the drifting zones. Um, Many of the guides that I see online or even my friends told me, yeah, you should like use these Formula Drift cars. I can show you these as well. They are obviously pretty good for drifting, and many of the records are done with these cars, especially like this one, the Z, the Forsberg Racing Nissan Z. It's a really good car, but for me that didn't work at all. I was like crashing it into a wall permanently, and then I switched to like this Honda, and it was so much easier. So really, oh, actually, I need to take a picture of that car. Let me do that quickly. Yeah, for drifting, for beginners especially, I advise you use this car. This makes your life so much easier, and all of the drift zones, as you can see on the map right now, I completed all of the drift zones 3 stars, and basically I did all of them with this car. So I think there was one of them which I tried to like master the Formula Drift car, but in general all of them were done with this car. And talking about these PR stunts, let's quickly go into the car selection again. For some of them, where you need speed, you want to use this Lotus, which is like a really good car for having high speed. If you have like speed zones with many corners, then this Lotus is actually better, the Extige. You get this from an achievement. I will show that in a second. And if you want to go like off-road stuff, off-road off-road danger, no, not danger, speed zones, and off-road danger signs it is, you would use this car, the Viper GTS ACR. And if you don't have that, you can actually use the Batmobile. At least I converted it to a Batmobile. The Evolution Coupe from Ultima is pretty good for off-road stuff as well. It doesn't look like an off-road car, but it is actually really good. Yeah, I think that covers all of these car decisions in general. And now what I want to show you is actually another thing about collections and how to progress the game. So if you go into this thing, so if you go over here, the road racing yeah, journal collection, if you can see at the top of your screen, you get the Extige World Time Attack from completing this. So this is one of the best cars in the game, and it's quite easy to get. You just complete all of these courses once, and obviously you have to win them, but you can turn down the AI to the lowest setting, and then it should be easy to win for you. So if you go into our Horizon journal and you go to Horizon Promo, you can see we take a look at this 122 Class 1 buggy picture. I took a picture at the start of the race. The same goes, by the way, for the Atom 500 V8. So I took a picture at the start of the race by using upwards on the D-pad. And this is very good to collect a lot of cars on your photos on your Horizon Promo. So you should, every time you start a race, D-pads upwards and take a photo so you have all of them um, collected at some point. So this is quite good. If you are actually collecting the cars itself, then you can go to your Discover Japan car collection, and then you have a lot of the cars here. And there's one more tip actually that I didn't know about, but my friends told me. Let's go to this car. So assume we don't have this car, so it would look like this one. So we assume we don't have this car. We can now press purchase, and then we can buy it in the auto show like this, which is much, much faster than buying it like the normal way, which would be to go into this event and then you go to the auto show. And then if you buy a car over here, let's actually find a cheap one that I can just buy and show you that. Wait, can I not owned? Let's buy. Actually, let's buy this one. This looks cool. So we will buy this car, and now look for what happens. You open the screen, then you like have to change the look of it, or you have to select the look of it. Then you have to press again. Then you select it again. Then you buy it, and then it saves. And now look at what's happening. There's like a cutscene coming, and imagine you have this cutscene 619 times, which I think is the amount of cars that are in the game right now. So this is like taking forever to buy out all of the cars. So if you buy in bulk, like if you buy multiple like cheap cars, it is better to use the option in your journal. So for the next tip, we have to go into our festival area again, and this time we are talking about buying cars. If you want to buy cars, you should go to settings and turn down all of the performance, the graphic settings to increase your performance to very low, so like this. And then if you go back out and you go to your cars and then you search for Peel, obviously you have to buy it first, but once you have it, you go here and you select the P50. The P50 with standard library is the car that needs the least like graphics power to render. So it is the fastest to render, which increases the speed at which you can search your auctions. So for example, I'm currently sniping for a car. So for the Nissan 240 SX. So we confirm this and see that there's no car currently. So I need to refresh it constantly by pressing double A and then going back out with B. And to do it like this, to be like really fast, you need like low settings, and you need a car selected that is easy to render so that it goes a bit faster. And yeah, you basically have to do this the entire time. And once you actually have the car show up, let me show that with a different one. Let's take this one. So if the car shows up like this, you would press Y, then go down one, then press OK, and then press yes and to buy the auction. So this is like kind of a button pressing routine you have to get into to be successful in auction house sniping. Okay, the last tip is actually about making money. Many of the good methods for farming like credits have been like nerfed, but there's one more thing you can still do, and this is basically only drive one round on the Colossus. So each round of the Colossus, driven in this class with, in the best case, this car gives you around 140,000 credits. So this is like 140,000 credits in around 6 minutes. So let's say you can do it 10 times per hour, which would be around 1.4 million, which you can get it this way. This is usually the method that I would use to get my credits. Apart from obviously trying to like sell duplicate cars, this is obviously something I would do as well. Yeah, to get more credits in general, in addition to the credits that you get from races anyway, I would use this method, which is like quite good. So that's it for the tips video. I hope it was useful to you. If so, it would be nice if you like and subscribe. Again, this was a beginner's tip video from a beginner to beginners. And I hope all of the advice was helpful to you as well, how it was helpful to me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one. Bye bye.